Hello, dear students. Welcome to the online platform available by Sanjivani Mahavidyalaya Chapoli, affiliated to Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded. There is Department of Botany. Because of the COVID pandemic, our college make available that online platform for the students for online learning. You face previously or the previous semester successfully, and now you entered in the next semester, so you prepare or you will prepare for the next semester. In that next semester 4th and semester 6th combinedly आपण या ठिकाणी 4th आणि 6th सेमिस्टरचे जे पेपर्स आहेत सेकंड इयर आणि थर्ड इयरसाठी पेपर 9th अँड पेपर 14 आपण कंबाईन या ठिकाणी घेत आहोत. पेपर 4th सेकंड इयरसाठी जो आहे तो आहे प्लांट मेटाबॉलिझम अँड बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी, आणि थर्ड इयरसाठी जो पेपर आहे पेपर 14 प्लांट मेटाबॉलिझम, बायोकेमिस्ट्री अँड बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी. तर हे दोन पेपर्स सेकंड इयरसाठी आणि थर्ड इयरसाठी असणार आहे. आपण कंबाईनली एकच सिलेबस असल्यामुळे एकत्रित घेत आहोत. In that paper, the first unit is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? How the photosynthesis is carried out? What is the significance or importance of the photosynthesis? Different types of processes or steps that are carried out in the photosynthesis, या सर्वांचा अभ्यास आपण या युनिटमध्ये करणार आहोत. Life on the earth, it totally depends on the sun, because the energy that is required for the living organisms that comes from sun, and that's why the life on the earth is totally depends on the sun, because the energy is derived from the sun, or sun is the only source of energy to the living organisms. Photosynthesis is literally means synthesis using light. The process of photosynthesis is carried out in some organisms, and that organisms are known as photosynthetic organisms. That photosynthetic organisms use solar energy to synthesize their food. That food is stored in the form of carbohydrates. Photosynthesis is the word. In that photosynthesis, photon means light and synthesis means putting together. That photosynthesis is anabolic process or it is endergonic process, which green plants synthesize carbohydrates. For that photosynthesis, some raw materials are required. That raw material is carbon dioxide, water pigments and sunlight. Without that raw material, the photosynthesis cannot carried out. So carbon dioxide, water, pigments and sunlight as the raw material for the photosynthesis. हे आपण नंतर why that raw material is required हे आपण नंतर पाहणार आहोत. In that photosynthesis, minutely you can understand the process of photosynthesis. You can see that solar energy that comes from the sun is trapped by the green plants or photosynthetic organisms, and that solar energy or light energy or the radiant energy, that energy is converted into chemical energy. That is, only the conversion of energy is carried out. That is, the light energy is converted into chemical energy, and that chemical energy is stored in the form of food or in the form of carbohydrate like glucose. According to Van Neel and Robert Hill, the oxygen comes or liberated during the photosynthesis is comes from water and not from carbon dioxide. They show that Van Neel and Robert Hill. So later on the overall the equation of photosynthesis is rearranged and new equation is given out. Some photosynthetic bacteria use hydrogen donor other than water. In generally the green plants use water for that oxygen, but in some bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria, the hydrogen donor is used. Significance of photosynthesis. What is the significance of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the most important natural process which sustain life on earth. Very important process. Because of that process, the life is sustained on the earth. If that process is not present or not carried out, the energy that is required for the life is stopped, and so there is no life on the earth. That's why photosynthesis is the most important natural process which sustain life on the earth. The process of photosynthesis is unique to green and other autotrophic plants. It synthesizes organic food from inorganic raw materials. That photosynthesis is unique in green plants or in the autotrophic plants. The autotrophic plants or autotrophs. What is autotrophs? They prepare their own foods. The organisms prepare their own foods by using the main process is the photosynthesis. And in that photosynthesis, inorganic raw material is used and it is converted into organic raw material. All animals and heterotrophic plants depend on green plants for their organic food, and therefore the green plants are called producers while all the organisms are known as consumers. Main two types of organisms are present: autotrophic organism and heterotrophic organism. Autotrophs, they prepare their own food, and heterotrophs, they can't prepare their own food. So autotrophs are the energy producers and heterotrophs are the consumers. So all the heterotrophs are depends on the autotrophs for their energy need, And that's why the photosynthesis is very important for all the living organisms. Photosynthesis convert radiant or solar energy into chemical energy. The same gets stored in organic food as bond between different atoms. Photosynthetic products provide energy to all organisms to carry out life activities. What happened in photosynthesis? In the photosynthesis, the radiant energy or solar energy is converted into chemical energy. Means the organic compounds are prepared from the inorganic compounds, and in that organic compounds the energy is stored in the form of bonds. When you break that bonds, you get the energy. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are the fossil fuels which have been produced by the application of heat and compression on the past plants and animal parts, and all these are formed by photosynthesis. All useful plant products are derived from the process of photosynthesis. Example: timber, rubber, resin, drugs, oils, fibers, all the byproducts of photosynthesis. Timber, rubber, resin, drugs, oil, fibers, all the important byproducts of the photosynthesis. It is the only known method by which oxygen is added to the atmosphere to compensate for oxygen being used in the respiration of organism and burning of organic fuels. Oxygen is important in efficient utilization and complete breakdown of respiratory substrate and formation of ozone in stratosphere that filters out and stops harmful ultraviolet radiation in reaching earth. In the photosynthesis, oxygen is liberated or oxygen is liberated in the atmosphere. You know that oxygen is very important. Or in the pandemic, COVID pandemic, you see the requirement of oxygen. So that valuable oxygen is liberated in the atmosphere, and all the animals breathe the oxygen. Without oxygen, nothing is possible for the animal. So that oxygen is also important for stratosphere where the ozone layer is present, and because of that ozone layer the ultraviolet radiations that's come from the sun is not reached to the earth. Photosynthesis decreases the concentration of carbon dioxide. So you can see the process of photosynthesis. In that photosynthesis, the main raw material is the carbon dioxide. Means they use carbon dioxide for the preparation of energy. So the some amount of carbon dioxide is used in the process, and some form of amount of oxygen is released in the atmosphere. So it decreases the concentration of carbon dioxide, and when the percentage of carbon dioxide in the earth or on the earth atmosphere is maintained, higher concentration of carbon dioxide is poisonous to the living being. Higher concentration of carbon dioxide is poisonous to the living being. Many ways that affect the life on the earth. The temperature of the earth is increased when you increase the carbon dioxide percentage. So that photosynthesis plays important role in decrease the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Productivity of agricultural crops depends on the rate of photosynthesis. So, therefore, the scientists are busy to produce new genetically manipulating crops. Productivity of agricultural crops, it depends on the rate of photosynthesis. When the rate of photosynthesis in the crop plants is higher, the yield of crop or food grains is more. So that is the benefit for the farmers. That is all something, all the important significance or importance of the photosynthesis. Very important process, biological process that carried out in the nature. We can stop here and we can study the next points to the next lecture. Thank you.